Discussion, I want to acknowledge and recognize some individuals who were instrumental in making this forum happen. The Pathways to African American Success Center for Research for Rural Families and Communities, headed by Dr. Velma Murray and coordinated by Latrina Slater. Without those two individuals, I would not be able to make this forum happen today. And while we have an opportunity, I'd like to ask Latrina to come up and say a word or two.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome everybody here today. It's good to see such a full room of my people. Listen, when Ed came to us and shared his vision for this forum, we were happy to get on board. It's a wonderful movement, and we are glad to be a part of it. Some of the things that we do in our research center, or all of them have, all the work that we do is with African American families, communities, young men, young women. And so when he shared his vision, we connected with that instantly. One of the things
and just fielding a few questions from the audience. Please introduce yourself and tell me what exactly are you looking for in this forum and from Edward as a person in this forum.
My name is Travis Frierson. I'm a member of the Dirty Dozen. And this to learn something, to better myself as a black man, and to be better in serving my community.
Thank you, Travis.
Hello, once again, I'm Timothy Burr here at Vanderbilt University with Ed Wisdom. He recently did a forum, and we're just going to discuss it and talk about the issues and situations that he came up with. Let's start out with psychological empowerment.
Right, you know, and we talked about this some in the last time that we were together. And, you know, really talking about honing in on developing the black man's psychological state. His whole frame of mind as it relates to, you know, the financial, the spiritual, the emotional. There are some things that have to be, if not innately in this person's makeup, that it has to be almost, you know, they have to be trained to think. It's like most individuals when they go get a job, either you're born with certain talents and you acquire certain skills. And to be a good father, to be a strong black man, a good husband requires talent and skills. Just like any other job, if you did not acquire those things growing up watching a father in the household, then that means there's some certain skill sets that some other individuals or either are going to have to help you obtain, or you're going to have to go out there and find them yourself.
Right.
And there's a lot of individuals from a psychological perspective who try to shun off that advice that others who have experience in that area try to give them. And there's a thing that, you know, a lot of black men try to fight off that advice individuals try to give them. And
you said fatherhood, and it takes skills
right.
to be a good father. So
right.
Tell the world, dispelling the myths. I know it's a lot of myths out there. Talk to us about the myths of being a good father.
And those myths are exactly that a lot of individuals, you know, they think good parenting, good fathering, being a good man just happens by chance. Mm-hmm. And that is not the case. It just doesn't happen. You know, and there's very few things that just happen by chance. But like I said, it requires talent and requires skills. One of the other things is a lot of men don't like to seek help. There was a columnist who wrote in a magazine about the fact that as Ron Artest was going through a lot of psychological stuff, he sought psychiatric advice. And they praised him for that, and because that's one of the things that statistically black men do not tend to seek psychiatric advice or psychological advice. And that's one of the things that not necessarily with a, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be with a trained professional, but, you know, more men need to sit down with their fathers, more men need to sit down with other men who've been successful at accomplishing the things that this individual is interested in accomplishing, and to understand there's nothing wrong with getting advice. That does not mean you're weak. That does not mean you don't have the bandwidth from a intelligence perspective. It's just, you know, somebody's helping you channel or see differently ways to approach manhood.
Can you please tell us why you're here today?
Because I've been here before because my daddy is my daddy would be the best daddy forever. He would like here like sometimes. Well, he's my daddy. I really love him because he's in my heart, and I just love him in this heart. That's why it's me and Dad. Well, he always make it. We always hang out. We always do something. We always go fishing. We always like do stuff together.
Y'all do stuff together?
Yes.
Here's the reason that we're here today. The lost generation, we don't want to lose this generation of kid. We want to lead them and guide them in the right direction now before we lose them.